Hey everybody, it's John here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Assassin's Creed 3, grabbing the original gamer achievement. This is to beat all three games at the Homestead. This requires you to have an upgraded Homestead. What you're going to need is to have the inn unlocked as well as play far enough to the game where you can unlock the third game inside the manor. So once you have all of that, we're going to start off with the two games at the inn. The first one's going to be indoors at the bar. This game is called Morris's 5, I think. So basically, this game is you putting these discs on this board and trying to build rows of 3. And every time you build a row of 3, you get to take one of your opponent's pieces away. So there's going to be two ways to defeat your opponent. Basically, you need to take all of their pieces or put them in a position where they can't make any more moves by locking down their pieces. So you basically place all of your pieces until you run out, and then your opponent runs out of pieces, and then you have to move the pieces around the board. So this game is actually really hard since the Homestead's AI is all on expert difficulty. You have to beat all 3 games on expert, which means you have to deal with the incredibly tough AI. So my best advice is to find a solver online that can help you out. I'll leave a link in the description below. It does require Java, so make sure your computer is equipped to do so. But once you have the solver, basically what you want to do is you want to mimic all of the AI from the game's moves onto the computer as your moves, and then have the computer's AI predict your next move. So whatever the computer does, you want to repeat in the game. So essentially, you're having the computer play itself. And with that, you should be able to beat the AI since it's AI versus AI, essentially. And you're having a computer beat itself. And that does sound cheating, only because it is. But once again, this game is very, very, very unfair. The AI is super tough, and I have no idea why they added this achievement in the game. I wonder whose idea was to put this achievement in this game. Probably the same guy who thought it was a good idea to make an entire poker-based DLC for Red Dead Redemption, but that's beside the point. Anyways, the second game, which is also located at the inn, is going to be outside right next door. This one's going to be skill-based rather than tactile-based, so with that in mind, you are going to have a better time playing this one because it doesn't require your brain or a lot of thinking. So this game is called Bowls. It plays a lot like bocce ball. So you start off by throwing a jack right now, and then you're going to throw a bigger ball at it, and your goal is to get the ball as close to the jack as possible. So you and your opponent are going to take turns trying to get as close to the jack as possible, and basically the person with the most balls closest to the jack will get points, and you get 1 point for every ball at the end of the round. A round consists of both players throwing 4 balls, and basically you go until you get a ball closest to the jack. So this is going to be kind of luck-based as well as skill-based. You kind of have to figure out your 2 throws as well as your throw speed and throw strength. And you do that by, using the buttons and analog stick, obviously. So basically, you just want to try to get as close as possible. My best advice is to try to figure out the aiming. Sometimes you want to aim just below the ball and get the circle about that big, and you should be able to hit pretty accurate shots. And if you're ever in a pinch, you can also knock your opponent's balls away because the game can play like that also, where you just mess up your opponents. And it's going to be best of 3, so you keep playing until someone has a majority win. If it goes to a tie, it'll go to best of 5, and then best of 7, and so on and so forth until someone has a majority of rounds. So if you are good at this game, you can get it done in like 2 rounds. I took about 3 rounds to get mine done, and this was a while. So my best advice is to practice because this one is skill-based, unlike the other two. The other two, you're going to need some thinking power. And the third game is going to be at the manor, so fast travel there and then head on inside. What you want to do is you want to head to the back, and there will be the game right here in this back room. This game is called Fanorona, and once again, I recommend using a solver to play this. So what I recommend downloading is an app off of the App Store called Fanorona. It's going to cost you $1, and essentially just like Morris, you want to set the difficulty to the highest and then have the AI play itself. So make sure you go second in the Assassin's Creed game, and then once you go to the app game, you basically want to mimic all of the moves on screen. So set up the board like it looks the same. You might have to flip your phone over to get that positioning right, but essentially every time you make a move on the phone, you want to imitate the AI from the Xbox game on the phone, and then the phone will do a move, and then you just make that move in the game, and you basically have the game play itself. So that's my best advice. Once again, link in the description. Unfortunately, I could not find a free version, so the version I used cost $1. The free version only has the AI on easy, and that AI didn't fare so well, unfortunately. But it was $1 well spent. But there you go. That's my best advice on beating these two games. Of course, you can always play these games for hours on end and, try to get good at it, actually play the game. But who has time for that? Let's be honest. So anyways, once you beat all 3 games, you should get the achievement, 20 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.